What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal. I'm your results and transformation coach. And on this channel here, we talk about becoming the best version of ourselves by working on our mindset, by working on our body, and by working on our soul. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm also super excited to share with you guys. I'm not sure if you ever read Jon Gordon's book called The One Word, but I read this book every year, and every year I prep myself and I pray, right? And I meditate and I visualize the word that is for me to be intentional with going into the new year. So here we are, 2025, and I just want to share with you all my word for the year. Now, it's so crazy. I thought about it, my word from last year and my word for this year, how they kind of go hand in hand. So last year, my word was release. I wanted to release every and everything that didn't serve me, every and everything that God didn't have for me, every and everything that I desired but that God did not desire for me, every and anything that didn't mean me no good. Like literally, I'm like, release was my word for 2024. So fast forward, as I went back and listened to the book One Word and did my little prayer, the word came to me and I'm like, nah, that can't be the word. That can't be the word. And I'm going back and I'm like, I went through this little process and the word came again and I'm like, nah, that can't be the word. That can't be the word. But then I was having a conversation with this young lady and the word came up a third time and the light bulb went off and I'm like, aha, that's the word. And what I choose to do is literally, I know I say I pray a lot and talk to God a lot because when I tell y'all it's not a game, when I say I don't want to be a part of nothing that God is not a part of. So it's like, Lord, should I tie my shoe to the left or to the right? But not that extreme. But nonetheless, I digress. So I'm praying and I'm just like, okay. When it came the third time, I had to sit and think about it for a second. Because I'm such a giver, I love helping other people. I love helping people go from being stuck to becoming unstoppable. If I have two pairs of shoes and you need a pair of shoes, it gives me great joy to be able to serve you. If I got $10 and you need $10, it gives me great joy. Like I am a giver. This is just how God built me, right? For a long time. It's not just something I didn't just wake up today and it's like, hey, I just want to be a giver. This is something that's been in me since I was a young girl. So when the word came for 2025, I'm like, ugh, it sound foreign. It sound icky. It sound like, eh. And I'll share why in a second. But I was like, okay, all right, we're going to go with it. So my word, and before I even tell you that, if you listen to his book, here I go with my note cards again, y'all. The word that you choose should be six dimensional, meaning it should hit all six of these points right here: mental, physical, emotional, relational, spiritual, and financial. Okay? So make sure you write that down. And it's Jon Gordon. It's spelled Jon and Gordon. You can go on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I will put the link in the description to his YouTube. It's like old. It's a really old book. So my word, y'all, for this year is receive. And when it came to me at first, when I first heard receive, all I kept thinking is me asking people for something and needing to wait on people to get whatever it is that I need at that time or that particular moment or whatever or what have you. But that is literally the first thing that came. But then I'm like, man, I'm not trying to ask nobody for nothing. I really want to be in position to where, like, as I'm walking this walk this year and doing the things that God had for me, I just want you to like empower me and let me just do it and not have to ask. And I don't know where that came from. Like not wanting to ask for help or not wanting to receive help or not wanting to receive things from people. I kind of know where some of it came from. So when I'm thinking of the word, I'm like, receive. But then the light switch came on. It was like, girl, we're going to focus on the word receive because this is your year. This is your year to receive everything that God had for you. When I talked about the six dimensions, right? And I talk about what I stand for and what this channel stands for about becoming the best version of yourself by working on your mindset, by working on your body, and by working on your soul. So receiving the six dimensions, mental, I'm, receiving mental clarity. I'm meditating a little bit more where I'm sitting in silence and just emptying my brain of all the chitter chatter that I have going in it and just sitting and peace. And that is, if you follow me, I talk about that. I have that in the journal too. And it's the hardest thing to do because I'm always on the go, 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 go. The second is physical, right? Like receiving, first of all, I like how I am, even though I'm still looking to improve myself. So like receiving instructions, I have a coach. The coach need a coach. It's okay. Emotional, like it's okay to receive emotions. I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this piece because I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a coach, I'm all that. And a lot of times, and I think part of it may have come from being a little girl growing up, and I try to explain this to my kids because normally how you're dealt with as a parent, this normally how you deal. Doesn't apply to everybody, but for the most part. And I'm not a very emotional person. It take a lot for me to break down. And I didn't hear my dad or my mom tell me I love you all the time. It doesn't mean that they didn't love me. It just is what it is. So even when it comes to my kids, I realize I didn't say I love you to them as they were younger over and over and over again until. And it's so crazy, but emotionally, and I could see how. No, wait, let me just say that better. It's not that I didn't tell them that I love them, but it wasn't like I'm not like the mushy mom like all day. Oh my God, come give me a kiss. I'll do it here and there, but it wasn't like all day, every day. Like now they're older, and I'm just like, come on, come on, come on, and they're like, Mom. But being willing to receive the emotions and connecting to your family and things of that nature and being okay and being present and being intentional with my own emotions. Like it's okay to cry. I laugh and I joke and I smile all the time, but it's okay to like sit really and feel your emotions. And I internalize a lot of things and I don't open myself up to that. So even receiving that, I'm like, wow, that's big. Relational, being open to receive new relationships, no matter whatever angle, whether it's and improving, as well, not just receiving, but sitting in those spaces and having those uncomfortable conversations to open up the space, right, to be able to receive. Spiritual. I think obviously all these areas I can improve in, but really working on that part. And part of where it is I'm looking to go, I have to lock in and I have to receive more spiritually in order to be able to hold for myself. If that makes sense. Maybe, maybe not. But and then financial. Be willing to receive. Like I did not come from a family where I learned how to save, where I learned how to budget, where I learned how to do all these things. It wasn't until my later years. And even with that, I see and I love and I talk about loving successful people and all the things. So now I'm like, you know what? I need to have a financial advisor, right? I need to have, and in my mind, I'm like, you got to have thousands of dollars in the bank to have a financial advisor. You do not. Even going back to the emotional part, like receiving, being willing to get a therapist. I hear about it all the time. And me and my seasoned self, I used to think that when people talked about therapy, they were crazy. But you don't know what you don't know. So being able to open up yourself and receive again and share those emotions that you have locked in and just the different things doesn't have anything to do. And when you get your one word, y'all, make sure it's for you and not for everybody else. Because when you are married and you do have kids and you have other responsibilities, for whatever reason, especially us women, we choose things based upon all of those. I'm going to enroll you in choosing you. Choosing it for your greater good, choosing it for your spiritual, your mental, your physical, because when we choose that first and we're willing to strengthen that no matter what it looked like to everybody else, because in my mind it's like, if you get a therapist, your family going to think you're crazy. So what? It is not about everybody else. We got to get very clear. And I'm just getting this at best shape by 50, right? I'm 49, going to be 50 soon. And I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, it doesn't matter what other people think. Like, not just saying it, but actually feeling it and living it. Because there was a point where I'm like, oh my goodness, My husband may think this. My kids may think that. My family members may think this. It doesn't matter. And I'm not saying it to be rude, but we got one life to live. And when we are busy worried about what everybody else say and think, in the meantime, you are like you're dying slowly on the inside. Literally my story. So now I'm like, I'm going to take my life in control in my hands, put it in God's hands, and whatever He had for us, this is what we're going to do. Okay, so that was that part. So one word is receive. And before I go any further, also what I like to do, I always order a sign. So I don't know if you guys see, it's kind of hard to see this right now, but I'm going to see if I can show you on my desk. So you see my little, it's turned on, actually. Let me see if I can turn this light off. Okay, so you could kind of see it, but it says Crystal, right? So I ordered, and I'll drop the link in the description below, and it's here. I always order a sign, and I sit it on my desk for my one word. And I just wanted to show y'all this. Because it's one thing to come up with the word, it's another thing to actually be intentional and apply it throughout the year. Because whatever you don't have your eyes on, whatever is not in front of you, you're not, well, this is my story anyway, because I always like to use myself. If it's not on my board or in front of me, you're not going to, yes, you can embed it in your heart, like don't get me wrong, but if it's not something that you are saying over and over again, 9 times out of 10, when you come up with your one word, by the time March get here, you're going to even forget you had a word. So I get to actually include it, and I'll share how I'm also going to include this word in my day-to-day. When I talk about my journal and my affirmations and my gratitude, I'm going to share how I'm going to incorporate the word receive. All right, so we are opening up the box. And my favorite color. So I ordered 2 signs. So I have a R, because I have my smoothie shop, so I like to always have one there with me. I spend a lot of my time there throughout the week. And then I have the word receive. So you have receive, and then we have the word R with the receive. So let's open it up. And I'm going to put the link to the description, and I have a coupon code, y'all. The coupon code is BEU when you go to the site. And the coupon code is BEU, and the site is Signed Studios. I'll put it in the description because it'll be easier for you to just. So look, see that? And there's a USB, so you could plug. Whoops. So you can plug it in and it lights up. So I'm going to see. It might be a glare. See that? Ooh. So this is the R. Let's put the R over here. And then we'll open up the word. Receive. Look at that. Hey. So cute. All right. All right. So we got receives. And we have the R. Let me see if I turn my light down a little bit, if it'll help. It still has a little glare in it, but nonetheless. All right, boop. So we'll set this here. So one of the ways I'm going to use it is in the morning. I do my celestial morning. If you have not grabbed you guys a journal, grab you a journal. So each morning I'm going to start by asking God to open up my heart and mind to receive His instruction. That's first and foremost. Okay, so first I'm going to use it in my morning prayer and meditation. So every morning I'm going to start by asking God to open up my heart and mind to receive His direction for the day. I'm going to meditate on His promises with my scriptures, just reminding myself of His plans and how good He is and how faithful God is. And one of the verses that I will definitely be meditating on every day, Matthew 7:7. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open unto you. So that reminds me to approach him with expectation and trust. So that's one of the ways that I will be utilizing. The second will be through my affirmations and gratitude, just speaking and affirming over my life every day. Like with God, I am open to receive God's blessings. With God, because remember, there's nothing I want to do without Him, I am worthy of all that God has for me. With God, I trust God to provide everything I need in His perfect timing. And keeping that and writing that inside of my gratitude journal as well. And number three, when I talked about those 21 days of letting go and trusting God's guidance, just letting go of control, which is one of the biggest challenges for me, letting go of control and letting God do what it is that he do. Getting rid of my own agenda. Like, I'm really committed to pausing and praying and trusting God instead of rushing ahead. And I have to remind myself day in and day out that surrendering is the key to receiving God's best. And the scripture that I will have and put on my computer and maybe even on my bathroom mirror is Isaiah 55:8-9, which is a guiding scripture. So, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. And that's something that, when we talk about releasing control, is very pertinent, because God's ways is not our ways. His thoughts is not our thoughts. So when it seemed, Crystal, out of the box, you got to remember who the instruction is coming from. Because sometimes, and I don't know if you guys ever experience this or not, but sometimes I'm like, man, that can't be it. Because I couldn't do that by myself. But then on the flip side, you just said that you didn't want to do anything without God. So another one is my faith in action. Like, I just don't want to be here talking about it, but I want to be about it. I believe that receiving isn't passive, it's active faith. It means being obedient and stepping out on faith and making room for the blessings that God had for me. So, this is one of the biggest challenges I have, and one of the areas I really need to work on, because I really want to walk by faith and not by sight. And then before going to bed at nighttime, just reflecting. At the end of the day, you have got to reflect, and you have to do a mind dump. And then literally pray, like, Lord, thank you for your guidance. Please continue. If you wake me up tomorrow, we got to put that in there, because when we close our eyes, we don't know what we're going to see tomorrow. So as we close our eyes, just, reminding yourself again of who you are and whose you are, and literally putting the day in God's hands. So, y'all, with that being said, I'm really excited to see all that God had for me. And you literally, if I could sing a song, something just came popped up in my mind. If I could sing a song, which I'm not a singer, but the song "Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord. I want to see you high and lifted up." Wait, let me see. I can't sing, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get this tune. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. Hey, I want to see you. I'm going to go to the bridge. To see you high and lifted up. Bam, bam, bam. I don't know the rest. Shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love. That's how the song goes, something like that. As we sing, holy, 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 I want to see you. And the only way I'm going to see him is really if I open up myself to him. And that is literally, I told y'all, so I said I was opening up myself to be willing to be being emotional. It's scary though. It's like, woo, I don't want to control, because any other time when I feel that, I will suppress it and just hold it down. But I said, you know what? This is our year of receiving, opening up ourselves and receiving every and everything God has for us. And when we open up ourselves, Crystal, and you're willing to receive, Crystal, you're going to get every and everything that God has for you. But I pray that I've encouraged you enough to go listen to the book and get your one word. I don't care when you hear this video. It could be halfway through the year. It could be at the end of the year. Grab you a word and hold on to it. Those of you that have a word of prayer, just continue to pray that I stay in alignment with, and that's a real prayer. And I say this in just about every one of my videos. Pray that I stay in alignment with what God had for me. Pray that I stay faithful. Pray that I continue to trust Him, because I know that He has something amazing for me, but I have got to get out of my own way and be willing to receive the instruction, right? The guidance, the love, the joy, like all the things, so I could come full circle. And, as I'm receiving this, God is molding me and He's showing me how great I can be in Him. So I pray that I said something to empower you today. But again, welcome to my channel. I want to bring you guys along on my journey. We are becoming the best version of ourselves. I am working on becoming the best version of myself by 50. And then when I get to 50, we're going to raise the bar and we're going to do it again and again and again. So I have about 10 months to go. And, time don't wait for anybody. But, my other thing is be willing and committed to becoming 1% better every day. Rome wasn't built overnight. So if you're under the sound of my voice, please know that all you have to do is be sick and tired of being sick and tired, realizing where you are today is not where you want to be tomorrow. Change the set of yourself, which is like changing your mindset, right? And then start being willing to open up yourself and receive the instruction so that you can get to the places that God has for you. You have the most amazing day ever, and I will talk to you